What's happening, y'all? It's your man Flex, back at it with another video. And today's topic is going to be, why do nice guys finish last? What a shame. Why do nice guys finish last all the time? It's always the worst of luck for nice guys. Why is that? Look, we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. But thank y'all so much. Shout out to all the new subscribers. And the old ones too, the recurring ones as well. Y'all been keeping this channel afloat. Y'all been keeping it going. Like I said, even when I was on my hiatus, y'all been keeping it going, keeping it pushing, keeping it moving. I'm so glad and blessed to have a community that still shows me love to this day, right? Even though I abandoned y'all. I'm so sorry. I abandoned y'all, and I know I did that. But I won't do it again. I promise you. We're going to get into topics pretty much every week, right? But again, look, make sure to click that subscribe button for more topics, for more videos below, so you can get notifications when I post a new video, right? Hey, if you like this video as well, give it a thumbs up. But we're going to get into it, right? Why do nice guys finish last, right? So here's what I think. You know what I mean? I do believe that nice guys, in a sense of the word, they do finish last to a degree, or maybe they don't have the best success with women. A lot of nice guys, they seem to feel like they do everything right. They cross every T, dot every I. You know, they do the groundwork, so they feel like they feel like they do the groundwork. They feel like they are gentlemen. They feel like they're considerate, they're compassionate. They listen to a woman's needs, and they feel like, why is it that I do everything for women? I do everything right, but I get left on red. I get ghosted. I don't get a call back. I get stood up on a date. I thought everything was going right. They canceled on me like 5 times. I've had a couple of friends of mine that were like what I would consider nice guys, right? And the one thing that I would tell them is that a lot of it is the fact that you operate on desperation, right? And because there's 2 different kinds of nice guys, in my opinion, right? You have the nice guy that he's nice until, like he gets treated a certain way by a woman, and then all of a sudden he's an asshole, so you ain't that much of a nice guy, right? You get disrespected by a woman, or a woman leaves you on red or whatever like that, and then all of a sudden you want to call her out on her name. What happened to the nice guy facade? Right, that's one nice guy. So you ain't really a genuine nice guy. And then the other nice guy is what I like to call he's more like he operates in a sense of desperation, right? Like, yes, he does everything right, but he's desperate. He acts as if he doesn't have anything else going for him. He's always at the woman's beck and call. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he's clinging like a dog, you know what I mean? Like, to her every will, And some women are like that. And look, I know I got women subscribers on this channel, so hey, ladies, comment below if that's what you into, right? Because some women are into that. They want the dude to really chase. And I'm not against men pursuing women, right? Because I'm old school, so I do think that if a man is into a woman, you need to, pursue her, but you also need to be focused on your purpose. You also need to be focused on, first and foremost, your purpose is number 1, right? Getting your life in order, being a leader of your own life. If you don't have that in order first, and, you're making it, your primary focus to be and chase a woman, you already missed the mark. You already have been you're in the wrong program, right? Your purpose should not be solely on women. you're not going to be a leader of your own life. You're not going to have your life together if that's the case. And a woman can tell that. A woman wants a man who is on his purpose and on his mission, right? And a lot of times a nice guy, they put all their eggs in one basket and they don't have a sense of self, right? And they're desperate. They don't have anything else going for them in life. And sometimes that's because they don't have the abundance mindset with a lot of things. You know what I mean? All while at the same time being a gentleman, right? Treating that woman with respect. You know, this gentleman has a lot going for him in his life. He knows that he is a valuable man in his life, and other people see him as that. You know, so he sees himself as important, and he's very goal oriented, and he has the abundance mindset, and he's not operating out of desperation, right? Also, at the same time, he treats a woman with respect. He's a gentleman. And on top of that, he doesn't really care whether a woman puts him in the nice guy category or not, right? Because regardless of anything, any woman that he's with, he treats that woman with respect, regardless of whether or not that woman leaves him on red. If that woman leaves him on red, you know, doesn't show up to a date, ghosts him, flakes on him, stands him up, whatever, he's not gonna feel any type of way about it. If anything, to be honest with you, he's gonna be like, well, you know, hey, it wasn't meant for me. Look, hey, it is what it is. There's plenty other women out here that, and this is easier said than done, but in their mind, they have the true abundance mindset to where they're not gonna look at it as a discouragement that a woman left them on red. They're not gonna look at it as the end of the world. They're not gonna cuss that woman out and be like, well, screw you, whatever, F you, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you don't deserve me anyway. They ain't gonna do all of that because they gonna just keep it moving. They gonna keep it pushing. Like, a man with an abundance mindset, it goes in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Like, it can correlate and translate into other ways in his life, right? Business opportunities that failed, but he was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep pushing. This didn't work, but I'm gonna do this instead, right? And this is gonna work. Okay, this didn't work. This is gonna work. This didn't work. They're willing to bet on themselves, and they got the confidence to pick up and move on. You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna get stuck in. They're not gonna get stuck in a place, and that's one thing that me personally in my life, I had to develop that mindset because I used to lack it. I used to lack the confidence, and I used to deal with anxiety all the time, right? But I had to learn the abundance mindset, and that came from, you know, failures in life and understanding that, you know, if you fail, it really isn't the end of the world. I see people out here in LA, homeless people out here in LA, that some of them, you wouldn't even know that they were homeless. They operate in a certain type of perspective, and they still be smiling. They still be, I'm not saying that's every homeless person, right? But you'll see some of these homeless people, and they have such a different perspective of life. A lot of them don't even, they be like, you know, well, at least I ain't got to pay no bills. You know, and it's interesting to kind of see it like that, but I take it as, damn, that's like that's a interesting perspective to have. And it's kind of like being able to look at a situation and understand that, you know what, maybe everything happens for a reason, and it is what it is, but I'm gonna still see the good in it because it's not the end of the world, and I'm still alive and breathing. I still have another opportunity to progress. I still have another opportunity to achieve happiness, to achieve love, to get a woman, to get a girlfriend, whatever it may be, right? And I'm tying that all in with the fact that it's not just about being a nice guy so you can get a girlfriend, so you can get a woman, right? You have to have other things in your life in order to understand the abundance mindset through business, through health and wellness, fitness. through relationships with people, friendships with people, your endeavors in life, that whatever endeavors in life that you have to have the abundance mindset and understand that, you know what, this didn't happen, this didn't work out the way I wanted to, but I'm not going to, jump off a cliff, or I'm not going to like be so discouraged that I get depressed, I get angry, I get frustrated, right? Men who are nice guys, they do that. And then they turn into incels. They turn into men and people that, society don't want to see. You know what I mean? Because you haven't done the inner work and healed, right? But a gentleman is just that. A gentleman is sovereign in his behavior, in his being, in his aura. He doesn't care about, it's not that he doesn't care, but he's not gonna let a failure determine the rest of his life. A failure with one woman is not gonna make him think that every woman is bad, right? Because that's oftentimes what a lot of nice guys turn into. Nice guys turn into these jerks, these assholes, because they don't understand that, hey, like, this person just wasn't meant for me. And it's easier said than done. And this post or this video is not to make light of what true, genuine, authentic, nice guys go through. It's hard. I get that. Like, I can see the dilemma. I can see the turmoil in a way, and the discouragement. So I'm not making light of your failures that you've been through in life as a nice guy that has been played, cheated on, left on red, ghosted. However, at the same time, I'm also saying that you have to be able to bounce back and come out of that, right? And a real man can be a gentleman, can be respectful, right? And understand that, and still have respect for themselves to walk away from a situation and leave that situation be. And it's okay. I'm confident enough that, hey, I'm gonna find somebody. There's somebody else. There's plenty of women out here. There's a lot of women out here, y'all. There's a lot of women. And if you are confident and you are a gentleman and you respectful, right? And you have a high frequency, a high vibration, and you have a lot of aura that is very attractive and appealing, and you don't have desperation, you're not operating in desperation, that woman is gonna like that. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh, he's not desperate. Oh, he's not, he's respectful. Oh, he just took that, took that on the chin and kept it moving. Like, I thought he was gonna, like, beg for my time and this and that. He was just like, nah, okay, well, hey, look, it is what it is. Enjoy the rest of your life. You know what I mean? I hope you find what you're looking for. You keep it moving. If you do that, like, it's kind of like, another thing, and this is going to be the last thing I talk about, when you approach a woman, and a lot of nice guys say this too. They approach a woman, they're respectful, they compliment them, they compliment their outfit, whatever like that, which is cool, right? And then the woman rejects them, or the woman, like, the woman may be like, no, I got a boyfriend, or I'm not interested, I'm sorry. Or they may even be on some shit, like, they may even say, ew, get away from me. Like, they may even say that, right? And then that nice guy gonna be like, gonna get angry, gonna get disrespectful, be like, see, that's why don't nobody want to approach all women no more. Like, bro, that still don't change the fact that they don't want your ass. You getting in their face and saying and being disrespectful because they didn't reciprocate the energy that you gave them with the compliment, because they didn't, like, be like, oh, thank you so much, what's your number? Because they ain't say that, you want to get disrespectful. You getting disrespectful ain't gonna change the fact that they don't want your ass. They still don't want you. You still ain't their type. Like, that's not gonna change their perspective of you, right? But if you just be like, Oh, okay, well, all right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. You know, have the rest of your, enjoy the rest of your night. Be safe. Whatever you want to say, be like, all right, cool. Like, and keep it moving. They gonna probably, look, I seen times where, and this could happen, they'll circle back. They'll circle back because you took rejection so well, and it's not even really rejection. It's just, it's life. It's reality. Like, it's life and it's reality. You took that shit so well on the chin, though, and I done seen it the way that woman you became more attractive, you know, because you were just like, oh, okay, all right. It would look as if you not desperate and you got options, and you just kind of like going around like whatever, like you ain't studying her, you ain't thinking about her. That's how some women are. Like, it's interesting, but that's the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset is simply having the confidence to understand that, you know, what's meant for me is meant for me. What's not meant for me ain't meant for me. So I'm not about to try to lose myself and lose my mind trying to make something be what is not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna like be desperate and, you know, get depressed because I got rejected. Like, there's probably somebody else that's not going to reject me, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to constantly have that abundance mindset, right? And understand that things that are meant to be are going to come to you, right? So, hey, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I hope you do. Just trying to help people and encourage people one day at a time, one step at a time. If you really like this channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way that you'll see all my videos whenever I post. You get notifications, right? So, hey, I'm Flex, and I'm out.